What's up, traders? Ralphdatrader here, back again with another video. Today's video is going to be another NAS weekly recap video. This is something that I just like to do to help me, to see what I have missed, see what I can get better at. And it's just something I like to share with you guys, all right? So it can also help you as well. So we're just going to run through last week's NASDAQ trade week. It was the first week of the month of October. And we know that we have a lot of major red news out during that first week, but NAS gave a lot of great opportunities in this week. All right. So just want to run through this week briefly, show you guys, how you could have made profit from NAS100 based off of the way that I see the market and based off of the way that I trade. So let's get right into it. So as you guys can see here on Monday, when the market opened up on Monday, all right, and we're doing it on New York session. All right, so when we're coming to our New York session, we want to mark off our highs and mark off our lows. All right, so we can see that during London gave us a nice opportunity for a buy opportunity, and it gave us a nice opportunity for the sell. Okay, so but coming into our London window, we want to mark off our highs and mark off our lows before 8 a.m. So as you can see here, our high was put in place during the London session, and our low was here before our New York session opened up. Okay, so we had our low that was put in place here. Now, we can see that the London session did give us a nice little drop, all right, and then continued throughout the gap time. Now, when our New York session opened up at 8 a.m., we can see that the 8 a.m. candle did trigger our current low of the day. It triggered our current low of the day, okay? And I think on Monday, what we had, yeah, on Monday, we had some major red news at 10 a.m. All right, so at 10 a.m. we had major red news. Okay, so you can see we got a nice 1-2 into the low. Okay, also at the bottom part of our 100 pip box, because we trade within the 100 pip box, well, that's how I trade, within the 100 pip box. So here's our 100 pip box. We're in that buy area of the 100 pip box. Okay, we got a nice 1-2 in our first hour. All right, now the start of our third hour. Okay, 9 a.m. new 4-hour candle. We get this nice engulfing, pin hammer engulfing. All right, major red news is out at 10 a.m. All right, 10 a.m. So at 9:30, all right, we could have positioned ourselves into the market once the 9 a.m. candle closed. Or like for me, I typically like to wait for price to pull back at least 50% of that previous candle. And as you can see, once 9:30 opened up, we did pull back below the double zeros. And we could have taken an entry here, also up underneath our low, and been out the market without 50 pips to 100 pips. Okay. And we could have been out the market before 10 a.m., before the major red news. But as you can see with the major red news here, it had no effect on the market. It actually continued to trend all the way up until our high of the day. Okay. And then you can see once we triggered our high of the day, it gave us a nice sell opportunity. So you had the long opportunity and you also had a short opportunity on Monday. All right. Now going into Tuesday, we just do the same thing. London session makes our high of the day. So London session puts in our high. And then before our New York session opens up at 8 a.m., our low was right at one of our quarter levels. So we had our low that was put in place here. Okay. And then if you just pay attention to your previous day's high and previous day's low, you can see that Monday had closed as an inside day. All right. So an inside day is just a trigger day. All right. It's not a guarantee that we're going to get a explosive move, but not a trigger day. It's a signal day. So you have some sort of thesis coming into Tuesday. Okay, I have an inside day. It's a signal day for me. Okay, let me see how the market plays out. Let me see how price action plays out. All right, and then on Tuesday we had once again on Tuesday we had major red news at 10 a.m. All right, 10 a.m. we had major red news. So as you can see, we had a high that was put in place. All right, 8 a.m. All right, they trigger our low. Okay, 8 a.m. they trigger the low. All right, 8:30 we get this nice bearish candle. All right, get this nice bearish candle, triggers our low, but we still need to wait for confirmation. All right, still need to wait on confirmation. And as you can see, we're also at the bottom part of our 100 pip box. All right, we're at the bottom part of our 100 pip box. 9 a.m. new 4-hour candle opens up. All right, closes back on the inside of our 100 pip box. All right, we're in that buy area of our 100 pip box. Okay, all right, and these two candlestick patterns right here. All right, it closes as a tweezer bottom. All right, closes as a tweezer bottom. So before 10 a.m., you could have been out the market. All right, could have been out the market, traded the open, traded NY open. Okay, and you could have been out of the market already. And then as you can see at 10 a.m., we got a nice drop on the news. All right, we want to wait until after major red news. All right, so after major red news, you had your sell high setup. All right, because you can see it just continued in the trend. Because you can see during the London session, once it puts in our high, we had this smaller uptrend movement. All right, then we had a break of structure. Then price put in a lower low, came back, put in a lower high. All right, then the news continued with this downtrend move. But like I said, you could have been out of the market already at 9:30. But if you wanted to wait until after the 9:30, like SB talks about, wait until after 9:30, then you had your sell opportunity. All right. So after the major red news, and depending on the time frame that you guys use, all right, you could have been in the sell opportunity a little earlier. All right. But for me, like I said, you guys know I use the 30-minute time frame. All right. So that was the opportunity you could have had before the news, before the news at 10 a.m. On Tuesday. We had a signal day for inside day. They gave us a signal letting us know to be prepared for a nice move. But like I said, we had major red news at 9, but you could have been out of at major red news at 10, and you could have been out of the market at 9, but all right, at 9:30. But if you wanted to wait until after 9:30 and wait until after the major red news, that is okay as well. Because like I said, you still had a nice sell high setup. All right. Our high was locked in. And once the news happened, you wait on the pullback, retracement, first bounce, whatever you want to call it. All right. And you had a nice opportunity here. Now, going into Wednesday, all right, our free cash Wednesday, you just want to repeat the process and do the same thing. All right, so before 8 a.m., this was the current high of the day. All right, before 8 a.m., this was our current high of the day. And London had put in our low of the day. All right, so now once you come into your New York session, you can see that you had a previous day's low, which was triggered. Okay, previous day's low was triggered. London session started to go into an uptrend, and then you can see once the New York session opened up, we did break this downtrend structure. So now we have a breaker structure. Okay, we had a breaker structure. And then on Wednesday, we had major red news at 8:15 and major red news at 10 a.m. All right, so 8:15, we had major red news, and then at 10 a.m., we had major red news. Now, as you can see that we did trigger our high, but this is where you guys have to understand market structure. This is even though we had our current high of the day hit, all right, and we did have our previous day's low hit. So for me, the previous day's low take precedence over that current high of the day. So, but this is where you also have to understand market structure. As you can see, we did have this break of structure that occurred here. So the downtrend is no longer valid. All right, the downtrend is no longer valid. We had this nice breaker structure. All right, had a for looking for a buy low setup if it presents itself. Like I said, we had major red news at 8:15 and major red news at 10 a.m. So we want to just wait. All right, wait until after all that news. And as you can see, price continue in this uptrend and move. We had our major red news at 8:15, which would have been on this candle, which did nothing. All right. And then we had our NY open, which gave us a nice engulfing. All right. Stand above our high. All right. Stand in this uptrend. All right. It's stand in the uptrend. Got a nice engulfing. Major red news at 10 a.m. All right. Getting traders to shorten the market here. All right. So, but you know, the way we're taught, we want to wait until after major red news, 15 to 30 minutes after major red news. And as you can see, at 10:30 after the news, all right, we get a nice tweezer bottom, closing back inside of our 100 pip box in our buy area. Okay, this is our buy area up in here. This is our buy area. Okay, closing back inside, giving us a tweezer bottom. All right, 11 a.m. Okay, you could have been in the trade for your 50 pip move. Okay, just read price action. Okay, read price action. Read price action. Even though we had our high of the day that was triggered. Okay, now if you're on a smaller time frame, you probably could catch that, but we want to wait until after major red news. All right, just wait until after the major red news at 10 a.m. and just look at structure. Pay attention to market structure. Okay, price action is king. All right, pay attention to your market structure. So we was we had the buy low set up. All right. You had your signal already letting you know that the low of the day has been triggered. All right. In London session. That is your signal. Okay. That is your signal. Now, it's just a signal. It doesn't mean that we're going to get a buy low setup. It's just a signal. But that gives you a thesis going into your session. Okay. So that was the move for on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, okay, Thursday we had major red news at 8:30. So same thing. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna mark off our high before the session opens up. All right. So we had a high that was put in place here. Okay. So that was our current high before our NY session opens. It's pretty much right here. Also kind of in line with our Asian session high. And then we have our low of the session, which was put in place in the gap time. So then we just wait. Okay. We just wait. And like I said, we had major red news at 8:30. Okay. So we want to just wait. As you can see, once the NY session opened up at 8 a.m., you can see it triggered our previous day's high. Okay. Triggered our previous day's high and also triggered our current high of the day. We had our major red news here at 8:30. All right. Major red news at 8:30. We want to wait 15 to 30 minutes after. Okay. Price pulls back. All right, price pulls back. This is 30 minutes after the news. Price pulls back. Now you just want to confirm that it's gonna um, continue in this downtrend. All right, continue with our sell high setup because we had our two triggers. And we just want to confirm now as this candle here. All right, as this candle starts dropping. All right, depending on how you take your entries, this is where you could have entered into the trade on this candle here. All right, at 9:30. Okay, you could have entered on this candle at 9:30. All right, if you wanted to just wait until after 9:30, that was fine because now 9:30 gives you the engulfing, and here it is at 10 a.m. All right, you could have taken a trade, all right, for your 50 pips. So we had our sell high set up, 8 a.m. triggered our previous day's high and our current high of the day. We had our major red news at 8:30. All right, we got a pullback. All right, 9:30 NY open. All right, NY opens. All right, gives us an engulfing candle. All right, give us an engulfing candle. 10:30. 10 a.m. You could have been in and got your 50 pips. And then as you can see that um, we get the buy low set up because you can see that it took out our previous took out our current low of the day. Okay, it had took out the current low of the day and reversed back up. All right, so but there was the opportunity for the sell and the opportunity for the buy. Now going into Friday, okay, going into Friday, we had major red news at 8:30. Okay, 8:30 all the way up into like 12 p.m. we had news. So, but the process is still the same. We mark up our high, okay, and we mark up our low coming into our session. And we have our low coming into our session. And like I said, pay attention to how price closes, all right, in your between your previous day's highs and lows. So you can see that once again, the NASDAQ on Thursday closed as an inside day. So that's another signal, all right? That's another signal giving you a thesis, okay? Giving you some sort of a thesis coming into the market to expect a nice move, all right? Not saying that it's going to happen, but it gives you a signal so you can expect something, okay? You can expect something to happen. So, like I said, we closed inside of our previous day's high and our previous day's low. All right, closing as an inside day once again. All right, so if you have the playbook by SB, go and study inside days. All right, that'll let you know what the inside day is. So as you can see, coming into our New York session, all right, like I said, we had major red news at 8:30 all the way up until like 12 p.m. when we had FOMC news, which was medium news. So you can see at 8:30, all right, get the nice drop. All right, news just tanked. All right, taking out all these longs here that was in the market. All right, news tanked, so we want to wait until after the news. Wait until after the news. All right, so as you can see, the news triggers our previous day's low. Okay, news triggers the previous day's low. All right, giving us a tweezer bottom. All right, tweezer bottom. Okay, here it is, 9:30. All right, 9:30 opens up. You want to wait until after 9:30. Okay, you can wait until after 9:30 because we had our major red news. You want to wait until after 9:30, or you could have positioned yourself with a small position in the market at the NY open because we had our previous day's low was triggered. We got this tweezer bottom, but like I said, you could have waited until after NY open or position yourself in the market at NY open. But if you waited to after NY open, that is fine because you can see once 10 a.m. open up. Now, once this 10 a.m. candle opens up, like I said previously, you want to wait. All right. You want to wait, man, especially if you're trading like NASDAQ, US 30 or gold or something, because those things will pull back. So I don't want to enter into the market here unless you're entering in with a small position, because then you'll be dealing with, this is a whole 50 pipper drawdown, all right, on this wick. So this is why we want to get filled at the best price possible. So if we want to buy, all right, we want to buy at the cheapest price, okay? So once 9:30 candle close, you could have positioned yourself in the market with a small position, got your starter position in, and then waited and see if the market was going to give you some sort of a pullback like it did here. And once it pulled back, all right, you want to see how far it pulled back. And as it starts pushing itself back up, then you can take a position. All right, we want to try to get in at or below a level. So once it broke down and start pushing back, all right, if you couldn't catch it at the quarter level, then we want to make sure we're in before we reached the double zero. So you could have present yourself in the market here in the NASDAQ ran. This was a beautiful trade. All right. NASDAQ really took off. So we had some really good moves this week, even though it was the first week of the month, NFP week. All right. We still could have capitalized off of some very good moves with the NASDAQ. So that's my take on it. If this video was helpful for you, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. All right, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, man. And like always, work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient, and your time is gonna come. Peace and love. Have a good one, family.